Our politicians have created a dangerous environment in the minds of the Guyanese people, one that is mixed of confusion, mistrust, fear, and self-interest. This atmosphere has silenced many of our brothers and sisters, giving the PPP and the PNC a clear pathway to continue their skullduggery with our resources unchecked and unchallenged. Let me break this down into the different groups of people in our country. They are those who remain silent because they genuinely don't understand what's going on. The lack of clarity and transparency in how our resources are being managed, coupled with that complex oil contract, leaves them completely in the dark. They can't see the magnitude of what's being lost, stolen, or mismanaged. So they stay quiet. Not out of anger or malice, but out of confusion and doubts. How can they question or demand change if they don't understand what's wrong, guys? Then there are those who stay silent because they want a piece of the action. They're seeing and hearing about the billions flowing through the country and hope to secure their share by keeping their heads down and their mouths shut, not wanting to rock the boat. For them, silence is an investment that might give them a job, a contract, or some other benefits. For these people, staying quiet is a strategy hoping to get rich. Then there are those who choose to be silent. Silent because they're already part of the get-rich family. These are the ones directly benefiting from the shady deals, contracts, and under-the-table arrangements that comes with the corruption and mismanagement of Guyana's resources. Speaking out for them would threaten their pockets. So, staying quiet and left the system unchanged is their ticket to heaven. Then, there are some who remain silent out of genuine fear. Fear of retaliation. Fear of losing their jobs. Fear of being shunned by their communities. Or even fear for their safety. These people see what's happening but feel powerless to act. Trapped by the risk that comes with raising their voices in a country where speaking out is often met with aggression or threats. So silence has become their shield for survival. What a Guyana we live in. Then there are those who remain silent because they believe, trust, and have full confidence in their party. They have been swayed by the endless promises of progress and prosperity, believing that their leaders have their best interests at heart. These individuals are holding on to hope, guys, even though the evidence of betrayal is so obvious, so clear, and impossible to ignore. Their silence doesn't stem from fear. It comes from a deep-seated belief and blind faith in their leaders, no matter what's happening in the country or around them. And lastly, there are those who are sitting in the middle of the fence, caught between wanting to see change and wanting to secure a piece of the cake for themselves. These individuals are in a weird position. They see injustice, they recognize the corruption and mismanagement, and deep down, they know Guyana deserves better. But their personal interests holds them back. Instead of speaking out or taking a stand, they choose to wait and watch, carefully observing which side of the fence will be more beneficial to them. If one side promises improvement and accountability, they lean that way, only as long as it doesn't interfere with their chances of benefiting personally. If the other side dangles a contract, a job, or some other greater benefits, they lean in that direction instead. These people are not silent out of fear, mistrust, mismanagement, or ignorance. No. They are silent out of what can come their way. They prefer to hedge their bets, ensuring they're on the winning side, whichever side that may be. By hesitating and saying nothing, they end up supporting the very system they say they want to change. This fence-sitting behavior isn't just harmless, people. It's destructive and shameful. By refusing to stand for what is right, they prolong the exploitation, allowing those in power to continue mismanaging the country's resources, while the nation and its people suffer. Their inaction becomes a silent approval of the very injustice they claim to oppose. But here is the reality of life, people. They can't stay on the fence forever. At some point, they will have to decide whether they will stand with the people and demand justice or align themselves with those who are looting Guyana's future. The middle ground is not a safe place. It's a space where thievery and corruption thrives. And we have those in the media who have not only chosen to remain silent, but have actively joined the bandwagon. These individuals, who should be the watchdogs of the nation, have switched their tongues, trading truth for propaganda to help fuel exploitation of our resources, all for their own personal glitz and glamour. Yes, people. Instead of them holding the politicians accountable and shedding the light on the injustices happening in our beautiful country, they have become enablers, using their platforms to defend and glorify the very actions that rob the nation of its future. They spin stories, cover down the corruption to distract the public from the real issues, all to secure favors and other benefits for those in power. This betrayal by sections of the media is particularly dangerous because they have the ability to influence change in the public domain. Instead of empowering citizens with the truth, they are helping to bury it, leaving many unaware of the depth of exploitation taking place in this country. You know, when sections of the media, the voice of the people, becomes part of the problem, the damage to a country and its people runs far deeper. And we must, as a people, call it out for what it is. A betrayal of their brothers and sisters, a people, a nation, and the very principles of journalism. The media has a responsibility to speak truth to power, not become a tool of those who exploit Guyana's resources for their personal upliftment. Let us demand better from those entrusted to inform and protect us. The time for complicity in any form, whether from leaders, citizens, or the media, must come to an end. This cycle of betrayal and silence, people, is not just a symptom of the problems. It is part of the reason it continues to grow higher. It creates a space where exploitation can flourish, where ExxonMobil and the other foreigners can walk away with billions of US dollars, while the dogs are thrown chicken bones. Sorry. The people of Guyana are given fish bones as cash grants. This is Guyana. And that is what these two parties have created and continue to nurture in our beautiful country. A culture where silence is seen as safer, smarter, or more rewarding than standing up and speaking out for your betterment, your future, your life. Namaste.